Hey, I'm Shani, and I have social anxiety. In this video, I'm gonna give you 6 party survival tips that I have learned from going to parties. Not really parties, I've only ever really been to one party. So you're probably watching this video because you got invited to a party and you're actually gonna go, which is a really big accomplishment in itself. Most of the time when I get invited to things where there will be people, I do not go. A wise person once said, for a person with social anxiety, going to a party is like jumping in a shark tank. I think that is the perfect explanation for what it's like. Tip number 1, go with a friend. A close friend, one that you can stay with the whole time, talk to, and if need be, hang on to. Literally, like, hold their arm. Tip number 2, have your phone. If you have your phone, you can pretend to look at it when you're standing alone or awkwardly waiting in line for the snack table or when you are sitting on the couch. Have your phone because you can always just pretend to be texting someone. And if things get really desperate, just pretend you're actually talking on the phone, like to your mom, like, hey mom, yeah, having fun. Tip number 3, have an escape plan. I cannot stress this enough. The one time I went to a house party that was actually like a legit house party, like the ones in the movies. I rode with someone and luckily they had plans to leave early, which I was totally okay with. I was like super happy about that. Pretty sure I only actually stayed at that party for like 30 minutes. So have an escape plan or have an excuse to leave. Oh my god, my cat just had to go to the hospital. I'm gonna have to leave now. Even though what you're really gonna do is go home and watch Netflix. Tip number 4, find your comfort zone. And what I mean by this is find a place in the party area like a couch or a seat at a table. Just like a place where you feel comfortable. Tip number 5, plan what you're going to say. Hey Sam, have you seen the latest episode of Pretty Little Liars? And probably don't make it too random because that might be kind of weird. And my last tip is, if you are in a fandom, wear something that represents that fandom. For instance, I love Star Wars, so I would probably wear a Star Wars sweatshirt to this party because if there are other Star Wars fans there, that will give you something immediately to talk about. And a lot of people will probably come right up to you and say, oh my god, I love your sweatshirt, I love Star Wars, and then you guys will start a conversation and it won't be small talk, it'll be a meaningful conversation because you'll both love Star Wars and you'll have like an infinity of things to talk about. Wear something that represents your fandom, and if you don't have one, then what's wrong with you? So those are all my party survival tips. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for new episodes. I will see you guys next time. Until then, stay awesome. And if you do decide to jump into any Shark Tanks anytime soon, yeah, don't forget your cell phone. Things I love. I love Netflix. It's like my favorite thing because I can just watch a show that I'm hooked on for hours. Right now I'm watching New Girl non-stop, and then I just finished watching Sherlock. Thanks to Netflix, I found that show and I think it's the best show ever made after The Last Airbender.